Greetings, grasshoppers. Welcome to the Bot Signal. Happy Monday morning, if it's morning where you're at. Otherwise, happy Monday, period. Welcome. Just wanted to say what a great weekend I had. Gosh, it was nothing to do with work either because I took a couple of days and I did things that I just kind of wanted to do. And it is the greatest freedom on earth to be an entrepreneur and be able to take a couple of days off. So I really enjoyed it. Back in the proverbial saddle this morning. And today on the Bot Signal, we are talking about engagement. Favorite subject. Ding. I need to get a sound effect for that. Anyway, so here we are. I want to talk to you about engagement. One of the things that I find when I ask people, and I do this pretty often, how do you measure engagement? Is that we immediately descend, and I use that word for a reason, descend into a topic. You know, we talk about clicks. We talk about click rates. We talk about, all of the fancy CTAs. We start looking and sounding like alphabet soup, which is fine. So it's one of those things where we go there without even thinking about it. We don't even stop really to think about what is real engagement. Now, I will say this. Clicks tell part of the story. Clicks are important. But I will say this. They tell very little of the story. Now, I know that some of you out there may be thinking, inconceivable! But it is. It is conceivable that the rest of the story matters. That how people feel when they're going through your stuff matters. That if you use all of everybody else's tactics that they've been using all these years, that they'll be alienated and turn away. That happens a lot. And it's not like somebody goes up on your website and says, I just really needed to tell you, I was a little alienated by the tactics you were using, and it would be so much better if. No, they just click away. The preponderance, the number of websites on the internet have made this a possibility. People don't have to tell us they're turned off. They just go away. They just move on. It's called a bounce rate, my friends, and it is not pretty on most websites. So what I would really like to talk about is some alternative ways to measure your engagement. Real engagement. Connection is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a click rate. As I said, it only tells you a part of the story. I want to know the real story. I want to know if you're happening upon, and I say website a lot, but what I mean is website, landing page, and pretty much anywhere on the internet that I send you, I want to know why you came. I want to know what you consider valuable, and I want to know what you came looking for. If I know those three things, then I know this. I know if I'll serve you well. I'll know if really you're probably for someone else, maybe a friend of mine you need worse than you need me right now. And I'll know if you don't need me at all. I'll know if you're in the wrong place. So it becomes important to me to be able to guide along those people, everybody, and give them a path to walk on for a little bit. Give them an experience. Now, why would I do that? Why would I do that even if I know this person might be wrong for me? Well, because that person might remember that experience. That person might remember that engagement. Maya Angelou said, and I love to quote some Maya babies. Dr. Maya says, People won't remember what you said. They won't remember what you did. They'll remember how you made them feel. That was paraphrased. Think about that for a second, though. How are you making them feel? Because how you're making them feel is very important. Now, engagement, let's just define it for a second. Let's create an alternate RJ definition, shall we? Because I can do that. And my definition for engagement is a willingness to go forward and connect. When people press a button, that's a willingness to go forward and connect. When people don't press a button, when they click away, when they do, when they get distracted by a squirrel and never come back, that also tells me something, but it tells me that they're not engaged. And I want to know. I want to know how far people are engaging into my stuff and if they're making it to the finish line. If they're not, where are they dropping? People will self-select. In the bots that I write, people self-select in and they self-select out. Why? Because they're either attracted to my personality or what I'm saying, or they're not. If they're attracted, then connection happens. Now, is connection a transaction always? My friends, if you're always pushing for a transaction, in the end, with everyone you meet, no matter how subtle you are about this, I have something to tell you, and it's that people know. People know. They just know. We all get a little prickly feeling on the back of our necks when we know you're just after a sale, okay? That's in person, online, however you're representing yourself. That is certainly a red alert, I would have to say, because and we might not know it. We might not consciously know it. Sometimes we do, but I always feel it, don't you? When the only finish line with a person is a sale or not a sale. And if it's not, then they're going to go spend their time on somebody else. That is the most alienating feeling ever. Like when you go into a store and you're trying on shoes and like this salesperson kind of looks at you, sort of minorly does some things, but it's constantly, roaming. It's like, hey, that's how our marketing makes people feel. That's how traditional marketing makes a lot of people feel. So, my friends, it's time to change. I want you to define engagement for yourself. Now, my definition is a willingness to move forward and click that button. Your definition might be different. But the end result for me, sometimes there's a transaction. Love those. Hey, keeps me going. But a lot of times it's meeting partners, people of like mind, people that you would love to refer business to, people that love referring business to you. I have dear friends of mine that I have made with my marketing that have never paid me a dime and never will. And yet they are some of the greatest referrers to other clients that I've ever had. That's the greatest thing in the world, isn't it? Sometimes even you kind of meet somebody you'd like to collaborate with. You meet somebody and you think, I could do a project with this person. It could be really cool. Sometimes you get to invent things with people, something out of nothing, create a new product, a new service, a new venture, a something that lights you up and that lights your audience up. All right, I guess that's better than just reading clicks all day. When I say reading clicks all day, that's what I used to do. When I was part of a software development team, I'd Google Analytic it all day. You know what I'm saying? I'd get on there and be like, okay. It just was, it just was the most boring, unfulfilling thing ever because I never really got anything back. I never got the information that I needed, which is People love this. People are turned off by this. I maybe should put more of this into my experience than I'm leading them through. A bot is so much more than people think it is. Hey, everybody, say hi to Ranger. He's visiting. A bot is a source of a whole scene that you can create for people. A whole immersive environment where they can act and react and ask questions and make the experience with you something that's live instead of something that is overdone. So that's today's task, everybody. I want you to define engagement for yourself, okay? Here's the reason I'm asking you to do this. Tomorrow, we're going to do another show because we're always doing shows. Tomorrow's show is going to be about troubleshooting that engagement. How do you find it when people have just totally left the line hanging? How do you find where they become disengaged? And is it something that you can change to keep people wanting more from you? So, that's it for today, my friends. I'm so very glad that you came to see me today. I'm honored. Teresa says that's what I've been trying to use, the storytelling concept. Teresa, if that's true, I have someone for you to meet. I have someone for you to meet because he uses storytelling almost just exclusively almost in his business, and he is a great friend of mine. So I'll introduce you to later today. Storytelling is the shiz, especially when you're in a bot. Now I'm gonna totally go off on a tangent at this point, which I know you love anyway. Tangent being when you can tell a story. When you can engage somebody in an environment, that's like the first immersive environment. That's like how theater came to be, right? Cave people sitting in a circle around a fire, somebody nominated to tell a story, and that person telling a story that engages people, engages their senses, engages their imagination. Ultimately, my friends, that is exactly what we want our marketing to do. That's also what we want our client service to do. That's also it. So many people just drop people after the sale. Wrong. We can't do that anymore. We just can't. And we won't, because I'm going to show you how to avoid that particular minefield. I am. So 10 o'clock a.m. Central every single day, the bot signal. I've got a cool guest this week that's coming on Thursday. His name is Charles Bird. He's going to tell us all about his challenge that he's running, which I encourage you all to get into because it's going to be amazing. And that's it. Tomorrow we're talking about troubleshooting engagement. Hope you'll be with me as always, because I love you. Teresa says, I didn't understand how to tell a story with education, but I'm starting to understand. Oh, yeah, baby. Get it, because that is gold. All right, my friends, that's it for now. And as you know, I will see you in a bot.